Hi there, Shane here. I'm going to be shooting this Reximex Mito W that I've yet to do a review on with my open sights that I managed to sit. It's a sort of rear aperture sight made by Fiachi, my channel sponsor. I've had these since December 22, but unfortunately didn't have the mounts to actually fit them to the gun. The reason that I got these in the first place is because I wasn't very happy with the ones fitted to the gun as standard. I didn't find them very good, but I'll go into further details when I actually do a proper review on the video on the gun. I haven't zeroed them precisely, it's sort of a rough zero, so I'm going more for the grouping as opposed to the bullseye, but I'm hoping that I do get some shots in the bullseye. I will be shooting the gun one-handed for the comments that I do occasionally get off people telling me how you should shoot one of these guns, a pistol, that you should shoot it one-handed. But first of all, in my defence, I would like to say that the grip, I was going to say the stock, but the grip isn't that comfortable on my hand. It's a tall order for a company to make an ambidextrous grip that fits everybody's hand, so it pinches one of my fingers. And secondly, the trigger, I've got it to the lightest that I can get it to, and it's £5. I've measured it with a device, as you'll see in either this video or the next video I'll put up when I do the proper full-on review of the gun. It's £5. It's too hard to shoot with one hand. It's nowhere near as good as what my CP2 used to be. Whilst this gun does have a few good things about it, it's also in my books has a couple of negative points that are quite large negative points, and I wouldn't be happy if I paid the full price for this gun of 450 UK pounds. I certainly wouldn't be happy. They need to address the trigger, and also the open sights, as far as I'm concerned, are as good as useless. You're sort of forced to use a red dot sight. But in my wisdom, a while ago I asked the wife, I was running low on paper targets, and I says, can you get me some targets please, can you order me some? Because our Amazon Prime account and the eBay account is in her name. So she ordered me some. She must have she must have had a crystal ball, because this was before I actually got this gun. I'll show you the targets I got. So this is one of the 5 targets that she got me, came through the post a while ago. 18 inches by 19 inches. So I'm pretty sure that a blindfolded person would be able to hit the target somewhere. Now the centre circle in the middle is the size of a 1p coin. And what's that? Is it 23mm, 25mm, something like that? And as I've already said, I haven't really zeroed the sights in. I did them yesterday when it was just getting dark and things were a bit iffy. So I'm not making excuses here. I'll be looking at the grouping, and I'll do something like 20 shots, 15 or 20. I'm not sure yet till I actually start, but depending on how much air's in the gun. I think most people will agree. If you miss that target anywhere, then you should give up your shooting. Right, let's carry on. There are the 15 pellets ready for action. And also, while we're on the subject of pistols, my son brought this Webley Nemesis round, and I said I'd like to borrow it and do a review. I forgot that he owned this gun. It's been in a cupboard or a drawer for years. And these guns were made between 1994, this model, and 2005, so it's quite an old gun. Still works. I have had some shots with it, and it's got a far better trigger than this Mito has. This one's got a pull weight of just over £3. That one's £5. It's quite hard, as I've already said. So I will be doing this as a single stroke pneumatic gun. You pull the top of the gun up, and there's a chamber underneath, and then you compress it, and it's sort of like a one-shot sort of PCP pistol, if that makes any sense. But I will be doing a review on that in the near future. It's an old classic or vintage, I'm not sure how you would describe it, but I'm sure that will bring memories back to some people. from a pistol of yesteryear. And Webley and Scott, of course, Webley's owned by a Turkish company now, it's not the same. These were made in Birmingham. This is a 22.22, and I've shot it. I've had about 40 shots through it. I've put it through the chrono. I've got all the figures, all the details, and they made an awful lot of pistols and rifles in the day. Sadly, they're no longer with us anymore, Webley and Scott. They made a Typhoon, a Hurricane, a Webley Senior, a Webley Junior. They're just some of the ones off the top of my memory. And but I didn't own any of them, to be fair. I think I did own one of them, but I can't remember which one it was. I avoided pistols like the plague when I was a young lad, and I started shooting when I was 13. I went straight to rifles. But anyway, we'll get on with this shooting, and shooting of this giant target. Like I say, I may not hit the bullseye, but it's more the grouping I'm going to be interested in. I don't expect to do brilliant with it, in the sense that the trigger's rubbish, and I have adjusted it several times and got it as light as I can get it. You'll have to go to a gunsmith's, I think, or something, which is a bit of a shame on a gun. I'm sure there's guns what cost a lot less than this with a far superior trigger. On a pistol, the trigger is everything. All you do really is pull yourself off shot if it's got a hard trigger. But let's continue with the shooting. 15 shots, they're all there. I'll take my time, do as good as I can do. And I haven't put the target up yet, but it's going to be down there. If I can zoom this blooming camera in, it's going to be somewhere down there near that concrete pavement slabs, 13.8 yards. Wow, just by probably luck, I managed to get one in the bullseye, just off centre to the right. And I've got a bit of a group in there. I've got only one shot in the red, and by the looks of it, 14 shots in the yellow. But we'll take it in and see how close the grouping is. But that's the first time I've shot that gun with those sights. That's not an excuse, by the way. I'm just happy that I didn't take my camera out, because it's it wouldn't have been good. And at the moment it's 2 degrees, pretty cold. Let's take it in and have a look at the target. Match RWS pellets that I used cover 13 shots. So yeah, it could have been better. But it's the first time I've ever used those open sights, and I would put my life on this. If I can get that trigger to shoot lighter than 5 pounds pull weight, I would definitely do a lot better than that. But yeah, it's not too bad. Only one in the red. So thanks for watching. Any comments? I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some. And Martin Bernal, I think it was, who commented on my last Mito video. I am 58 years of age and pretty aware, after watching several hours of Olympic shooting, how they do it, and what your achievements are in life as well with your batteries shooting your CP2. As I said earlier in the video, my CP2 that I no longer own, I wish I hadn't sold it, but that's another story. That had a fantastic trigger, and I'm only guessing, I never actually measured it, but I would guess it was around the 2.5, maybe 2 pounds pull weight. It was very usable, but times have moved on. So take care everyone, bye for now, till my next video.